Floating point number parsing. Is there a catch-all algorithm? One of the fun parts of multicultural programming is number formats. Americans use 10,000.50. Germans use 10.000, 50. French use 10,000, 50. My first approach would be to take the string, parse it backwards until I encounter a separator and use this as my decimal separator. There is an obvious flaw with that. 10.000 would be interpreted as 10. Another approach. If the string contains two different non-numeric characters, use the last one as the decimal separator and discard the others. If I only have one, check if it occurs more than once and discards it if it does. If it only appears once, check if it has 3 digits after it. If yes, discard it. Otherwise, use it as decimal separator. The obvious, best solution would be to detect the user's culture or browser. But that does not work if you have a Frenchman using an NUS Windows browser. Does the .NET framework contain some mythical black magic floating point parser that is better than double try parse in trying to auto-detect the number format? I think the best you can do in this case is to take their input and then show them what you think they meant. If they disagree, show them the format you're expecting and get them to enter it again. I don't know the ASP.NET side of the problem, but .NET has a pretty powerful class system, globalization, culture info. You can use the following code to parse a string containing a double value. Double D equals double, parse 100.20. Culture info, current culture. OR double D equals double, parse 100.20. Culture info, current UI culture. If ASP.NET somehow, i.e. using HTTP request headers, passes current user's culture info to either culture info, current culture or culture info, current UI culture, these will work fine. You can't please everyone. If I enter 10 as 10.000, and someone enters 10,000 as 10.000, you cannot handle that without some knowledge of the culture of the input. Detect the culture somehow. Browser. System setting. What is the use case? ASP? Internal app? Or open to the world? Or provide an example of the expected formatting. And use the most lenient parser you can. Probably something like double D equals double, parse 5000.00. Number styles. Any. Culture info. Invariant culture. The difference between 12.345 in French and English is a factor of 1000. If you supply an expected range where max less than 1000 * min, you can easily guess. Take for example the height of a person, including babies and children, in by using a range of 203,000. An input of 1.800 or 1800 can unambiguously be interpreted as 1 meter and 80 centimeters, whereas an input of 912.300 or 912,300 can unambiguously be interpreted as 91 centimeters and 2.3 millimeters.